down the hammer and pick up the pencil. You're about to listen to the Savvy Radio Show. Learn from real-life real estate investors, experience revealed with the Savvy Landlord as your host.
Anything I say, you can't sue me, okay? Everybody hear that? Say, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This is all my advice. Not my advice. It's not my opinion. It's my opinions. Whatever it is, but this slide protects me and I'm recording it. So, and I have your name and email, so you can't sue me. If I say something, you go jump off a bridge and I told you to jump off the bridge, that's not my responsibility, okay? All right, so most of the people, who's ever heard me speak before? You've never heard me? Never heard me. Sad. All right, let's be quick on this deal. So I was born in Dover, New Jersey. Does anybody know where that's at? Has anybody been to New Jersey?
Yes.
Never go back. It's a terrible place. I was born in 1973. Can you do the math? How old am I for a prize?
51.
There you go, Mike. Go get a
I
prize.
was born in 74.
There you go, get a prize. 51. Anyway, I was born there. I had a brother, and my dad left when I was a young little child, and my mom couldn't hang, and my brother was wild, so he went to a foster home. So it was my mom and myself, and we grew up in a one-bedroom apartment. Most of my life, my whole goal in life was just to live in a house. Isn't that crazy? I lived in an apartment all the way, even through college, I went to the dorm room, but my simple goal at that time was just to live in a house. Anyway, I finally, okay, where am I at? So then my simple dream, then I got to Oklahoma. We'll just cut this real simple. And then my second dream was to own a business, and then I became a DJ. What do you think, Chasen? Chasen's actually a DJ. I've known Chasen he's been in the industry forever. That was my second dream, was to own a business and to live in a house. Everything was great. And then I was real fat and chubby, laying on the couch, acting like I knew something. DJing on the weekends was the easiest job on the planet. You get paid, you get to eat, you get tipped, and then you sleep all day. It was a great job. And then I realized I'm going nowhere. And then I met these young kids from Tulsa, 18-year-old boys, and I was working with them in the music business, and we would tour the country. Eric, you would know this band, Fillmore. And they were very happy all the time, and I didn't understand why. They lived in a duplex, and I was like, what is a duplex? And does anybody know a duplex? Everybody knows what a duplex is, Oklahoma. So there's a duplex. I did not know what a duplex was. Isn't that crazy? Long story short, they would travel the country for free and lived in one side and rented out the other side. They handed me this book called Rich Dad Poor Dad. Has everybody read the book, Rich Dad Poor Dad? I read the book, and it says you can be rich. You just need to buy assets. So the next day I sold everything I owned after I read the book. Sold not my microwave, but I sold my TV. I sold everything I could. I came up with $2,000 and I started buying houses. And my very first house, I bought it at an auction, at Day Kill auction. It's surreal because I just sold a property at Day Kill. And we're gonna talk about that later. So what's the number one reason people fail? Another book opportunity here. What's another reason? They quit.
They don't believe in it.
That's it, you get a prize. Okay, come on up here, get a prize. They don't believe it's possible. Now listen, I was this little broke kid from the hood of good with no money, with a single mom that worked 3 jobs. And what I'm about to tell you is, to me, unbelievable. Is it possible? But you have to have the belief. The book said you can do it. Why not, right? Anybody else feel this way? Okay. So this is my journey. Anybody want another book prize? Anyone want to know what this mountain is? What is this mountain? I don't know what it is. All right. I was just playing it. All right, this is where it all started. At one time, I was at 500-something units. And my dream was just to live in a house. But one time I tried to count how many square footage I had or how many toilets I had. It's a phenomenal situation. So from 99 to 2005, no bank funding, no help, no mentor. Every day, I got on the phone and called people and said, I have $2,000 and I want to buy your house. I want to buy your house. I want to buy your house. And of course I got a lot of rejection, but eventually I did 9 deals. And then I got my first loan 2006 and bought 4 deals, a couple fix and flips. Then I bought my first commercial property. And then I bought my first apartment building in 2011. Sold OK Bride in 2012. You were a vendor there? That's right. Sold that business. Then I wrote The Savvy Landlord in 2012, 2013, did 23 deals, then 2014, then I bought this other ghetto apartment, and anyway, that's my journey right there. Then 2016, I was buying properties, started this thing called wholesaling. What a beautiful thing. I would get all these deals and I would just walk past them. And I was just leaving money on the table. There's always a way to benefit yourself and someone else. You just may not know how to do it. Somebody in this room could help you. Do not leave money on the table. So then I started trading up, started buying office space, which it's for sale right now if you're looking for an office space. That was 8 years ago. Then the podcast, and then I really focused on private money. And we can get into this later. Then I started working on relationships. COVID happened, I liquidated some stuff. And then started buying properties in Houston. Then I went to, 2022, I went commercial 100%, bought Family Dollar. I was really focused in on niches between $1 and $3 million deals. And then I really focused on 2023 to be passive, kind of basically retire. And then I bought Chiba. Anybody heard of Chiba Toasted Subs? Okay, has anybody been there? Who's been there? You're good people. Damn right you should pay for it. And yeah, where's the freebie people? They're not even here yet because they're still sleeping. Smart man. The good people up here. All right, and then we're going to get into the truth about real estate investing. This all sounds glamorous, right? Big, sexy. But I've lost almost $1.5 million this year alone, just on transactions. So I'm going to break all those down. So hopefully my failures, and I don't know if you call them failures, but the circumstances I went through will hopefully prevent you from doing that, okay? And then we're gonna get some Q&A. So my main job here is today, 2025, whatever, 2020, whatever it is I wanna let you know that I am an entrepreneur. And a lot of people that I know and I try to help is that they don't understand, the minute you're in this room, the judge, if you have an eviction or you go taxes, you are a business owner. If you own any kind of real estate at all, you are a real estate entrepreneur. I think a lot of people get confused. They think this is a side hustle or this is not serious. This is serious business out here and you're gonna be treated like serious business, okay? If you're casual, you have casualties. So you gotta make sure that when you actually do a transaction, the government, the laws, they're assuming that you know what you're doing and you are an entrepreneur in society. Does that make sense? So I wanna clarify that. The second thing is, how did I get to where I am today? It's all about getting out of my comfort zone, real simple. Just coming up here speaking, I may seem like I can't even look at certain people. I keep looking at the back of the room because I'm nervous. You wouldn't know that, but I am. But you have to get out of your comfort zone to grow, right? So if you really want to be wealthy, if you really want to go to the next level, whatever it is, you on a daily basis, weekly basis, and I recommend there's somebody in this room that will help you get there. Ed and I mean, I've known Ed for like 12 years, and we push each other out of the comfort zone. We get complacent, we get in our own little world. There's not a lot of people in our society that even come to seminars like this, right? It's amazing that why it's not 3,000 people in here, because everybody wants to watch Netflix and hang out at the crib. That's what they want to do, or play video games. So you have to find like-minded people to help you get out of the comfort zone, okay? So you could just say I'm in the comfort zone, but you can say you want to get out of the comfort zone, but you really need someone to help you get out of the comfort zone. All right, so one thing I've noticed with people is they don't understand that there's opportunities out there. And for a long time, I've always wanted to speak on this subject. How do I educate people? Because to me, as a true entrepreneur, I see opportunities everywhere. So for a prize, in this room, where do you see an opportunity to make money? Private money? Well, I'm talking about as an entrepreneur. Like, think like a business owner. How could I make money in this room? What opportunities in this room? There's a solution that you need to solve in this room, and what is it?
Marketing.
Okay, what?
AI consulting.
AI consulting. Okay, so provide a service for somebody. My number one thing is I can make a lot of money real fast. When we got here, the sound system didn't work. I would have paid $5,000 for someone to turn the damn sound system on for me. That's an opportunity. I had a problem. They threw the projector up here at 8 o'clock this morning. It was all hanging down. I had to sit here and jerk around with the projector. I would have paid $100 for Andrew Cross. I almost asked the least tech person on the planet, I'll give you $100 Can you set this up for me, please?
I'd have done it too.
Opportunity. Haha, you know, but it's AI, private money. So just constantly be thinking about opportunities. And so there's someone, I read this somewhere in a book, there's a wonderful book called, from Australia called Making Money Out of Thin Air by Brian Shear, S-H-E-R. It's out of print, you can find it. But I learned this one thing in this book. It said that, you know, you have to think of opportunities as having a blindfold on and money's raining from the sky and you're trying to grab it. Like every day, you should probably work this muscle. There is opportunity everywhere. And today we're talking about real estate or investments, but there's other opportunities in every sector, space, world, automotive. You really just need to start training your mind for opportunities. If you want to become wealthy, you may not need to be a real estate investor. It's interesting that I'm transitioning into the restaurant space. I never had a desire to be in a restaurant. Jared over here, I mean, a car wash, laundromat, real estate, police officer, what the FDL, K9 dogs?
No, I got out of it.
You got to
Rental car, daily car rental.
car rental? Just here's a little fun fact about Steve VanCauwenbergh. Third person, that's terrible, you shouldn't talk like that. But let me just tell you, I actually, you know the toad to note places? You don't have to have a blood type, you just show up with $1,000 and they'll give you a car and you pay like $200 a week. I actually arbitraged those back when I couldn't even spell the word arbitrage. I would get the car and then I would rent the car to somebody else for $250. It was opportunity. Okay, you gotta think that way. So if you're now here's another thing. I threw this up there for I don't know if these people in the room, but listen, if you're negative, it ain't never gonna work. Okay, just get this out the way. You have to be positive all the time. You got to be Scooter Howell. This guy, he could be falling off a roof, dying, and he's still like, yo, let's go to lunch, guys.
Sure is nice outside.
Or I'm screaming at him right now, dude, where are you? I need my laptop. Oh, it's okay, man. I'm 8 minutes away. I'll be right there. I'm about to rip this dude's neck out. I need to get my laptop rolling. It's okay. All right, so I don't know if you could see this up here, but this took me a long time to put this together. If you got a phone, take a screenshot, everybody, because this is how I see opportunities. This is how I do it. For, you know, simple stuff you read, but I just see a lot of people immobilized because they feel like they can't do something. Maybe they can't fit in real estate. Maybe they don't like white collar. Maybe they're blue collar. You could be a contractor. You could be a GC. But these are opportunities. You need to know your skills and your strengths. You could be a speaker and make money being a speaker, but then you may be born as an introvert. That's okay. But you could still use that skill. You can partner with someone else. Okay, your makeup is different. You have a different philosophy. There's always an opportunity. And listen to other people. Because true entrepreneurship is what? Solving problems. In real estate, we have a problem. A distressed property, they're divorced, they're moving, they can't afford it. Interest rates have changed, the relocation. What's your job as an entrepreneur? I'm going to solve that problem at 50 cents on the dollar. Oh, I think I hit record. Sorry. Isn't that interesting? And then what do you do when you get it under 50 cents on the dollar? You call Mike Lewis. Then Mike Lewis calls me. No.
That's right.
And then you turn around and sell it for what? 60 cents on the dollar. So just one thing that if you really want to get into real estate, you can do wholesaling. And what wholesaling is, you work on your negotiating skills, you get a house under contract, say it's a $100,000 house, you communicate, have good stature, you're communicating, I can take care of this for you, and you get under contract for how much? $60,000? You call another investor, look, I got this great property, I know the ARV, it's worth $100,000, I can sell it to you for how much? 75,000, and then he's going to beat you up and you're going to say 70, I don't want to make $5,000. And what did I do? I worked on my skill as a negotiator, I filled out a piece of paper, and I showed up and I got paid $5,000. Okay? That's one easy way, that's an opportunity. Some people, there's a friend that called me and said, Stephen, I need you to go to the auction to buy this property, and I'm going to give you X amount, because he wasn't comfortable going to this auction. It's just an opportunity. That's what wholesaling is. Some people don't feel comfortable negotiating a contract. All right, is anybody can see anything up here that I've missed? Is there any other opportunities? Be observant. Anything stick out as someone? anything that lit your fire. It's networking. That's the number one thing, is networking. All of my deals have been through relational, right? I mean, this is why we put this together. Hopefully you'll benefit from it, but it has to be mutually beneficial. You can't be taken from people, you have to contribute to people. Now listen, I may give you a deal, but you may fix my car, or you may make me a video, or you may get some batteries. The dude ran over and got me some batteries because we had no batteries here, and I already felt mutually beneficial here. I'm like, man, Jason may be a good guy. I may like him. He was a competitor for years. He outpriced me. He got all the cool gigs. I was kind of frustrated with this dude for a long time. And here he shows up here, serves me for the double A's. I'm like, all right, how can I help him?
I need a few too.
3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage brick. So does everybody on the planet. All right, you got to keep this relationship active. And I put on here Chamber of Commerce, MP. You have to do what you don't want to do. The successful people do what other people don't want to do. Right? I don't want to get up and do 50 sit-ups, but how bad do you want it, right? You have to do what other people will not do. And you have to get out of your comfort zone. It's basic. You have to express your gratitude. I remember one time I did a deal with someone and they drop shipped me a RC car in the mail, a $300, $200 gift. To this day, I still think of this guy. All because he found that I like little RC cars. I don't anymore, so don't drop ship me anything. But isn't that interesting? But you express your gratitude. And some people, I think the best words are, I'm proud of you. And no one says it anymore. I don't know why. It's all disconnected. I'm proud of you for being here today. I'm proud of you for taking the opportunity. Your time may not be today. It may be a couple of days, maybe a couple of years, but you have to just keep going. But you're putting the effort in, and you will reap the rewards. All right, so this is number 4. I highlighted this. This just happened to me yesterday. This dude, I don't even want to get into it, but sometimes you're going to have to just disconnect with people. It's easy if they're negative. They're easy. But I have this last year and a half, I have been unfollowing people all the time on Facebook. I see anything whack on there. I see anything that's dumb. I just unfollow. It's not contributing to your life. You don't have to be friends with everybody. It's okay. You just have to be friends with the right people that are going to contribute in your life. But it was just interesting. Someone texted me yesterday a situation that just changed me, that this person's been in my life, and he started getting mad at someone else, another friend of mine, and I'm like, it was right there. This relationship no longer serves. I need to step away. And my favorite is, a relationship seems to be harmful. If it's not harmful for me, but it's harmful for something that I love, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to slice and dice it. I'm going to put a sword to it. Okay, now, the next one is, this is the most important thing, is people want to succeed. They want to have achievement, okay? And someone at your level could be, you're about to get on Shark Tank. Your whole life is about to change. Just so you know, on, what's the date?
24th.
January 24th,
yeah.
Central Time, 7 o'clock. This guy right here, this is like my second or third friend that has been on Shark Tank. But anybody know the paintbrush cover?
Yeah.
Yeah, Sal, he's a good friend of mine. Anyway, he's gonna be on Shark Tank. This is a guy you want to get to know somehow. But he's gonna be at the top. Believe me, I saw his contract yesterday from Shark Tank, and I was like dumbfounded of the language that's in the contract. Or it's been how many months since once you go air the thing?
September 16th was tape day for me.
Yeah, and we practiced before. We had a bunch of friends. And
Thank you for that.
And in 3 months, all this contract, now I have access to this bona fide, amazing contract that I can apply in my life. Sometimes you want to help someone else achieve. I had his business, I have no interest in his business, but I helped him push him up, and then now he'll return the favor. It's the most important thing that people need to find. They need achievement in your life. You have to help people to achieve what they're trying to accomplish. And you will reap the rewards from it. There will be opportunities for it, all right? All right, so what do you want? You, people, society. You want to make more money? You want to be passive? What do you want? I think this is so super critical. you really need to decide on what you want out of life so you can make the right decisions to move forward. Right? Mine was simple. I didn't want to live in a one-bedroom apartment no more. It was a simple goal, but now my goals are completely different than they were before. But the one thing that I noticed is that you need to mind your own business. And what I mean is, because someone else said you should do this, see that, they're just a small speck in your world. You got to do what's best for you. If you want to live in a log cabin in the middle of nowhere and raise your children as a stay-home mom, and so that's good. Some people can't do that, but it's your business. Don't worry about someone else's business, okay? So why are you doing this? So this is a question I get all the time. I've started several businesses. I sold them, and this is interesting. When 12 years ago I sold OK Bride to these folks, and didn't your daughter wanna? This is all my homies be like, I can't believe you're selling it. It makes money. Money's not the end of all things. Or my daughter's 15. So, okay, how many months? How many? What's it? What? 14, 12 years ago. So how old she was 3? I had people come to me and say, "Don't you want to give it to your daughter?" Hell no. She may not want to be in the bridal business.
Right.
But see, if I would have listened to that person and held on to this anchor that slowed me down, because the minute I sold OK Bride, I just went full-time into commercial real estate and just went ballistic and started buying houses. And you can go back to my timeline. I can tell you exactly when I sold that. It was a hard decision, and it was from Millionaire Fastlane book. But a book that I would recommend is called Unscripted by MJ DeMarco. If you're struggling with these decisions, where do I want to take my life? Where do I want to go? What's the purpose? This book will slap you around. It will get you to the point where you can really make some good decisions. What about your son? I get this one. What do you mean about my son? What does that mean? He's got his own life. Why do I want to put pressure on it? Even Donald Trump, some people might like him or not like him. One thing I really enjoyed when I heard about his children when they were growing up, he said, you can't work for me. You have to go work for somebody else first, and then you can come back and work for me. And it's just stuck with me, because they need to go out there in the real world, because it's all simple on my side, because I already, but they need to go out and succeed and fail, or look what it's looked like on the other side, because they always will wonder what it was like. If you spoon feed everybody, they'll never know, and they won't appreciate it where they came from. All right. Making decisions based on other people's goals and perspectives is ludicrous. And I just see this in the real estate world. It's driving me bananas. Oh, you should get into multifamily. You've been in single family for 20-something years. The logical decision is what? Get into commercial real estate. Right? I swear, half the people I talk to is always been handed down from someone else, some guru, some other person said, you should do this. Or, what's the number everybody should have for the first month? I mean, what's the cash flow you should have monthly? What's the number does anybody have? 10,000. I don't think 10,000 is enough. I'm just saying. Well, there's a couple things I want to do. 10,000 ain't gonna do it. All right? You can't be flying to Europe first class. That's one ticket is 10,000. How many months will it take me to get to Europe? I don't got time for that. Here's another thing. So this is something that really, you got to take responsibility of all your decisions. From moving forward, there's no more excuses. You just got the gospel right here. You have to take responsibility. If you choose to do this, this is your responsibility. This is something I heard. The other day I was talking to somebody, I'm like, hey man, where'd you get that loan? Well, everyone else gets that loan there. Why are you paying 14% interest? Well, everyone else is getting that loan there. That doesn't make sense to me. Because someone else is getting that loan. I've never paid 14% in my entire life. Why would I do that? There's opportunity out there, this thing called private money. 6%, 4%, 8%. Why? Because you got to take responsibility of yourself. Or my favorite one is contract for deeds are great. Has anybody ever heard that before? They're not doing it right. They haven't had an insurance claim. They probably haven't filed their taxes properly. Because as soon as you sell that property on paper, guess what happens? It's a solidified deal, regardless if you got all the money or not. You have to pay, all of a sudden you have to recapture this thing called what? Depreciation. And what's the whole goal of real estate? Well, not the whole goal. Depends on what you're trying to do. So if you sell that house, if you do it legally and properly on paper as a contract for deed, you have to pay the taxes on that property on that day. Now you can be a hustler and not record it properly and not tell your super accountant that you sold it on terms, but everyone says what? It's awesome. Yeah, the last firehouse I had burnt down, it has affected my whole deal. I've had like 4 houses burned down in my lifetime, and these people can't get insurance now because the house burned down. I'm stuck with this thing, but it's a contract for deed. They're great. They can't get financing. All right, anyway, I don't want to get all amped up. Owner finance, my favorite is Section 8. Section 8 is great. Whoever said that? Oh, you got Section 8? I knew that's why you stood up front, because you're struggling. I'm going to go to your seminar. WTF, Section 8. All right. Okay. My little Orange Theory timer. All right. Multifamily. I don't think I'll ever own a multifamily again. I mean, I don't know. They're a nightmare. Commercial, you should be in commercial. Or stocks, right? Stocks could slice you up, man. I'm telling you, stocks is a great avenue, but are you really studying or are you being lazy? If you're going to do it, get all in it, all right? Is any of this stuff helpful? All right, this is where it gets real helpful. Everybody needs to write this book down. You need to get this book ASAP, Ricky. Oh, somebody's read it? Who read it?
I'm reading it right now.
Yeah. Who else? You too? How'd you hear about it?
My wife 3 years ago.
Your wife? Are you still married?
Yeah.
Okay. The way he said it, 3 years ago. Like, did you drop her off after you read the book? Hey!
See you.
She's incredible. The photographer girl? All right. I don't know. What's her name?
Leslie.
Okay. Where's she at?
Hometown.
Who?
Honka City.
She didn't want to come?
No, when she heard you were speaking, I was like, I'm sorry.
All right. Touche. See, he's a good witty. I don't know. How much time do we have? It's 9:30. All right. I want to leave some time for some questions, but this book really just really helped me about, I was trying to build a legacy, trying to make all this money, give it to my children, and then I'm sacrificing. There's nothing wrong with sacrificing, but it really these are just some thoughts. It's an amazing argument. It's just, we could talk about this on another time, but just trust me, you should read this book. It will really solidify. If you read all those books, or listen to them, oh no. Okay, moving on. Next. So my journey may be different than your journey, okay? And this is the point of this whole my little morning thing, and try to give you the best content as possible. My way may not be the best way for you, but and everyone is different. Try to find like-minded people in this room and try to grow together and push each other. But the way I did it and how I got into real estate, owner finance, I'd probably, where I went wrong is I should have spent more time on private money. Right, Mike, you use a lot of private money now. It fascinates me that you do use private money when you have access to all this cash, at banks. But I would have done it a little bit different, but I did it the hard way. And there's better ways to get to the next level if you want to get to the next level or whatever your goals are. You must have a strategy, a goal, a plan, and it must be written down. Okay, and if you struggle with this, maybe we can get together. I'm thinking about doing some kind of group coaching. But if there's something that you're at this point, but you must have a goal, you must have a plan, and you must strategize for it. Nothing will ever materialize. This is all just, kicks and giggles out here. All right, so that was the good part of the sermon, and now we're getting into the real deal. All right, anybody questions so far before we start getting heated up in here? Okay, yes, sir.
Hey, I know you said that one of the ways that you pay for service, right?
Absolutely.
Oh my God,
Get to the point, homie.
yesterday we moved some tables.
Oh, come on up here and get a book, man. Come on, man, come on. I know where you're going with this. He said, come on. My man helped me with all the tables yesterday. Put your hand together. He's from Louisiana. He's a little bit different. You call me out in the middle of everybody. Come here, man. Get up. Come on. Get up. Don't act like you don't know, Jeremy. This little team over here. Tag team on me. Get your prize for helping me with the books. I mean, where are you from? I want you to get a Bluetooth speaker so we can do something. There you go. My man Jeremy from Louisiana, drove all the way from Louisiana. All right. So when I was putting together this slide, my goal is to give you as much, you go to these seminars, they try to sell you something. You go to these seminars, they only give you just a little information and make you, I gotta come back. No, today I'm gonna tell you the real deal. It's not peachy. See that little stain right there? This game, and it's probably I shouldn't do this and I'll probably get booed forever, but hey, it's okay. But I'm gonna leave you with this so you can live your life with as much problems as I've had. All right, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this transaction. I love doing case studies. Does anybody else like doing case studies? I think the way I learn is doing case studies. Now these two slides, anybody ever heard of AIA, Advanced Investor Alliance? My little group I had that went burned down. Oh yeah.
We did.
Yeah, because anyway, we'll get into failures later. Okay. Anyway, I thought I wrote these slides. I thought I was some baller at one time in my life. So let's go over this. This property right here, 7,000 square foot, little barn in the middle of Luther Jones, wherever it's at, right off on Route 66, right? It's beautiful. I should have had more pictures. It appraised for $1.6 million. I got it under contract for $1.3 million. I actually got the seller to carry it back $300,000, so I had to show up with $1 million in cash. So I borrowed $1.1 million, because that's what you do, right? You don't just borrow $1 million. You borrow $1 million and some change. Because, you need to have pocket money. You got to buy speakers for people, you got to have stuff ready to roll. So I financed $1.1 million. Cash at closing got $100,000. And when I bought this property, I had two prongs to it. One, it came with a business, a wedding facility operation, a business, and then it came with the real estate. So I could have gobbled all this up for $1.3 million, and I could have started making money overnight. It was cash flowing as a wedding facility, roughly around a couple $100,000 a year, profitability, okay? So it's like a no-brainer. No money down. Again, here comes, doesn't your daughter want to work there? No. Oh, you were an okay bride, you were in the business. And the interesting thing, when I did this deal, I ran it past a lot of my friends, and what if it's gonna fail? Oh no, it ain't gonna fail. If it fails, I'm gonna put a marijuana grow there. That's what I'm gonna do. No, if it fails, I'm gonna go move there. It's 7,000 square foot on 20 acres. I'm gonna have an ATV out there. I'm gonna live large. That's my only thinking. Now, I can tell you when it started unraveling in my world, I'll break it down. So the other trick that I did, I don't know if a lot of people can do this, but to not raise the taxes on the property, because in the state of Oklahoma, if there's a transaction made, the property taxes will adjust. I got the title company to record it at how much? $700. So my taxes didn't move. I thought I was a savvy landlord over here. Man. Cost segregation the next day, did a cost seg on it. Does anybody know what cost segregation is? Got a free got so excited, I got a free $200,000 off my taxes. Whenever I acquired that, I said, if you don't know what cost segregation is, we need to have a conversation. No money down, cash at closing, and then I have $500,000 with equity. Man, they should just put my poster on the wall. OG VanCauwenbergh did all the skills that you could do to acquire an asset. Real estate, negotiation, seller dispute, there was drama, due diligence, got the appraisal, great. And then they defaulted on me. What happened was I acquired the asset and I just kept the real estate, and I partnered with someone who was not an entrepreneur to run the business, and he ran the business into the ground. He calls me. I gave him the $100,000 I pulled out. I put that in the bank for, it's called capital operating cash, CapEx, whatever, money to sustain the business. And then he withdrew all that $100,000, paying the payment. There's a lot of things I've done wrong. But one day the guy calls me up, June 1st, hey, I can't make the payment. Really? Is it just a successful wedding facility that everyone gets married there every Saturday? Yes. Where's the money? Way to go, VanCauwenbergh. The guy defaults on me. For a year and a half, I'm bleeding $10,000 a month. See, this is real estate. Okay, guys, this is what it's like. What do? Well, you cry a lot. You have a few diarrhea moments. You tell all your homies that slapped you and said, what if it goes wrong? Oh, it's never gonna go wrong. I had a good time on this property. It was, and then my personal life, there's a lot of things going on in my personal, it was an amazing experience. You just throw it to the auction. I tried to list it, I tried to dance, I had people flying in from California, and long story short, I called Day Kill Auction, and I sold the thing. And I lost $250,000 that day. I lost a house during the process because I sold another house that day at the auction to cover my losses on this deal, right? So who's responsible? Me. So listen, this is why you need to be in this group and meet these people, and I wish I would have learned. Now there's a lot of things I learned after the transaction, after I sold it. Man, I could have made this a tiny community. I could have made this, there's a lot of things I probably should have kept it, but it was so painful. I mean, think about paying $10,000 a month for a year and a half. And anyway, I'm not crying, I'm just frustrated. I'm just frustrated. It's not all rainbows out here. This last 2024 is an epic banner year for me. Number one, I have had people default on me on private money that I've loaned people, even out of my IRA. Defaulted. Like, I'm sorry, I can't pay. And of course, I loaned him money just on a signature loan because I trusted the guy, he lived in my neighborhood. Interesting. And I'm still dealing with that. And that individual decided to try to kill himself. How do you do that? Another one is I sold a business, they defaulted. They have not paid me. All at the same time. Oh, let's keep on going. Anybody else want to keep on hearing this? So it's just interesting. And then another person that I loaned money went bankrupt. So if you ever want to learn about bankruptcy, I was so angry at bankruptcy court. I am getting a lesson I didn't want to get because I'm a creditor on a debtor. I didn't even know what those words really meant. Because it's like this appearing to court. I have to go to court because a dude made a bad decision. Be careful, all right? And then life happens. Any questions? That's it. Drop the mic. I just want to tell you this to open this up for questions, because that's why I led with Scooter is coming right behind me, because he's an incredible human being. And I just want to say, like everybody tells you, it's all super good. I'm not saying that it will happen to everybody. Years ago, I had so many units, and people were always worried about getting sued, right? And I got sued one time. Someone slipped and fell off a porch, and my insurance company took care of it, right? But I had hundreds of units, and I only got sued one time, let's say. But I knew a gal that only had one house, one time, and got sued, right? So life is a high risk in life, but it's a great journey. And my journey has still ups and downs, but I wouldn't trade it for the world and the people that I've met, okay? So just continue to keep fighting and keep doing it. Have a plan, meet people, and live your dream. And whatever your dream may be. It may be just riding your mountain bike all day. That's my dream. That's all I want to do. And go see my friends in Ohio. That's it. That's it. All right, you got a question?
Were you able to recoup some of those funds that you lost?
At the end of the day, I took losses on my taxes in some form, but never recovered those. And the individual that burned me probably will never, ever sustain and pay me back.
Are you able to take his assets?
He doesn't, not really, because in this bankruptcy, it's BS. You can't touch anything, and there's hundreds of thousands of dollars of stuff I can't have access to it. I can't touch it. Yeah, the bankruptcy situation is pretty fascinating in general. Yes, sir.
How do you stay positive in the midst of all this?
Oh, great question. How do I stay positive? I read every day. I wake up and I read. I read my word, and then I read books. And I have really good people around me. I have a core group of people that love and support me. And I couldn't have done it without them. But good question. There is no, and running. running is the ultimate thing for me. So I run, you get this thing called endorphins, and when you're running, you really don't think, you do think a lot of stuff, but mountain biking, you can't think of anything because you'll die. So, and I know it's not a motorcycle, but I'm telling you, when you hit a tree one time, you'll be like, okay, I'm gonna stay focused.
Thanks for listening to the Savvy Radio Show. Glide online and listen to our other motivating episodes at savvyradioshow.com. Connect on Twitter at LandlordBook and always be buying assets.